What's up guys, it is Responsible here. Today I'm going to do a different type of video. Normally I'll do something related to unboxing videos, montages, some gameplay commentaries, but since I'm at my college for the past 2-3 years, I've been doing a games development course, and in this game development course for my final year currently, I'm creating a robot of my choice, which I've chosen the Walker 8080 from Star Wars that belongs to the Galactic Empire, and then later animating it in the future, which does sound really complex in the future, but I haven't been taught that yet. So in a couple of weeks time, soon I'll be animating this whole Walker once I've got the shading and the final details and the parts that have been missing done. So moving on, I'm going to show you guys the things I've done to create this whole Walker, starting off with the leg. So this is the leg currently, and the great thing about the Walker is once you get one leg done, you can basically copy and paste it 3 times onto the different parts of the body. Now, I'm not a massive professional at Maya, but I'm trying to do my best to make this robot much better compared to my first ever concept which I done, which was pretty horrific because it was just outlining the simple blocks which I tended to use for this final leg. So firstly, I started off with the top part of the leg, which is this rotational circle. I got this from a cylinder polygon. I just scaled it down, have some depth applied to it, so when the Walker moves, you can see that you can see that rotational circle move left and right. So whenever the Walker moves, that rotational circle will be moving left and right, so you can have a nice detailed effect. And I've actually found that out from watching one of the videos online about this robot in one of the Star Wars Battlefront game and the previous Star Wars games, which has given me much better idea of how to create this integrate very small detail. Now moving down, this is related to the side part of the robot. I have this nice rectangular object. I just made it much, much slim and much form-fitting to the top part, so it just fits together, which hopefully once animating this won't be a massive problem, because using reference images, which you can see behind, has helped me out hugely into creating this whole robot, and overall made it much better to have those details where it needs to be applied. Now moving down, I have this hydraulic system applied to the Walker, or the Walker already has. This thing goes up and down whenever the Walker goes over an object or just walks normally. Now this thing itself will help me out hugely when doing the animation, because instead of having the whole rectangle go up and down, I could just have the cylinders acting as a massive focusing point of the animation. Carrying on, I have another rotational circle for my robot. This is the second rotational circle. This is also connected to the leg. It goes from the upper thigh and the bottom part of the shin. This thing itself, in my opinion, is not really great. In my opinion, I haven't designed it as I thought I would design it. It's not in one object or one piece. Normally the top part of the rotational circle was in one object, and this isn't, which is kind of bad because I just want to limit it to having one object. It will be much better for animating in the future, but I will most likely scrap that circle, the second circle, and redo it all over again. And this thing also connects to whenever the Walker moves, that rectangle also pivots from left and right, connecting to this nice small object for even more detail. Now moving down to the shin part of the robot, this part was really easy to design because the objects were done individually and they're later grouped on as one whole object for details. But overall, I'd say having these small details is very easy to design, especially when you have good reference images at the background and at the front, side and top view. Moving down to the robot even more, I have these nice hinges. Now the hinges connect to the foot, lifts itself from the ground, and the swing from the hinge goes left and right to carry that foot, of course. And I have to say, the foot part of the Walker is really easy to design, but it's all about the detail, how smooth and round the curve is. And that's about it for one of the Walker's leg. Now it's really hard to design one of the legs because I've never done modeling at this such detail or grade, so it took me a really long time to get one of the legs done. But overall, once one of the leg is done, copy and pasting it 3 times over and having it flipped is such a rewarding feeling, because you have done a major step into creating a robot. The body part of the Walker was one of the most easiest, one of the easiest part of creating this whole robot. Now when I say easy, it is hard obviously, but compared to having so much detail, it doesn't have that much detail compared to the legs, due to the amount of shapes you need to use and the amount of things you need to have in mind when animating in the future. So the body is in all one piece. Now previously I have done a walker in 3 different pieces for the body part, and that was really bad because whenever the walker moves, only the top part stays the same, and I believe it's the top part and how do I say, the bottom part of its belly that stays the same, and it's only the legs that move and the head, which once again makes it much easier to animate, because compared to other robots where they have so much detail going on, I'll just need to focus on the legs and the head part of the robot itself while the body stays the same. Lastly, to the head part of the robot, I have finally done most progress that needed to be done. It's in good detail, I have to say. There still needs to be a lot of things that has to be done once it's going to be finalized. I only have the 2 front cannons applied. There's also some side mounts for the cannons, which are much bigger in terms of artillery and in size, which I will later do. But overall, the head part of the walker has been done pretty nicely. Took me at least 3 different tries to get this one object done, excluding the artillery of the cannons and the rotational stuff that needs to be applied to the head. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching my Project 8080 walker I've created in Maya for my college course. I'm really happy with the progress I've been applying to this thing for the past few weeks, and overall once it's done it will look amazing compared to what it is right now. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. More videos to come soon, and especially about this model. I'll try to make more videos of this once I have enough time on my hands. So thank you guys for watching, hope you like this video, and take care, bye, peace out.
Hold on to me.